It's my pleasure and honor to introduce to you Dr. Du Hua. Dr. Du Hua was born in a war zone in the middle of Vietnam in the early 1960s. He lived through the war with the fall of Saigon and through several years with the communists in Vietnam, prior, during, and post of the fall. Along with the waves of boat people, he finally escaped to communism at the 11th attempt in June of 1981. He found freedom in the United States of America in September of 1982. Utilizing his freedom and opportunities of this great nation, he was able to go back to school. He started to learn English as a second language in multiple churches. He then finished his General Education Development, GED program, which was the first stepping stone for him to move forward. He went on to obtain an Associate of Applied Science in Data Processing with high honors in Houston Community College in 1986. He was grateful for his new country, thus he joined the United States Navy on September 11, 1987. He served multiple deployments with his squadron VFA 86 on the USS America CV-66. His battle group at the time had participated in the Persian Gulf War Desert Storm operation. Dr. Du Hua got injured in the line of duty and he was honorably discharged from the U.S. Navy on April 30th, 1993 and became a life member of the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans. He then had to return to college. He graduated as a Doctor of Pharmacy in May of 2001 at Nova Southeastern University. He also got certified in nuclear pharmacy at Purdue University in September of 2001. Dr. Hua had practiced pharmacy for 15 years in the Fort Lauderdale area. Dr. Hua also wrote the book, The Escapes and My Journey to Freedom, to let others learn about his unspeakable voyages to freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Du Hua.
Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm humble, honored, and proud to speak to you this evening on the Veterans Day. And now, please allow me to take you back to this night. It's the darkest night of my life about 35 years ago. I was sitting in the room with several others, and we were waiting for the right time to advance to the boat. I waited and waited, and suddenly I heard a loud noise from the main door was open. I stood up and looked out my room. I saw the man with the AK-47 in his hand. I immediately recognized it's the Viet Cong police. I turned to the back door and ran out of the house as quickly as I could. The fear was tremendous, and the panic was unbelievable. I was so scared because I knew I would get shot, killed, or captured, and sent to the deep jungle for the hard labor by the communists of Vietnam. My name is Dr. Du Hua, I'm from Vietnam. I was born in the early 60s in the war zone. I witnessed the communists committing the heartless atrocities and brutal murders. My people drove out my childhood. The invading soldiers of North Vietnam destroyed my families, the family in my village. They had no regard for peace or the life for the innocent people. Even though I was just a small boy, but I still remember so well, during the New Year holiday celebration 1968, they violated the ceasefire agreement and launched surprise massive attacks against the people of South Vietnam. But our people were strong and brave. The South Vietnamese and American armed forces stood up together. They pushed back the barbaric demons. They decisively defeated the communists in the Test Offensive 1968. After courageously throw back the Hill invasion from the north, and the people of the south trying to resume their normal life, however, the North Vietnam communists continued their evil goal of taking the internationally recognized free and independent sovereign nation of South Vietnam. The war went on. Then came the darkest day in our history of April 1975. The North Vietnamese army launched a massive full-scale invasion of South Vietnam with more than 200,000 troops that brought the collapse, the fall of Saigon, the tragic, historic disaster for the South Vietnamese people. South Vietnam have fallen into the hands of the communists. We lost our country. We lost our freedom. Consequently, we have to live with the cruel oppression of the communists. It's obviously there's no longer any future there for me. And I knew I must find a way to escape, just like millions of my desperate, frightened people who risked their life to escape the communist oppressions. I knew that I wanted to follow the path that our brothers and sisters have been fighting for, the path of freedom. And though I was just a child, I still remember so well how our men and women fought for freedom. I saw them in my village, scouting and fighting the enemy. I saw them standing tall heroically with the South Vietnamese soldiers, defending us against the communists. I saw them helping the sick and the injured Vietnamese people. I saw them protecting my village and making me and all the children laugh. They brought the freedom and security to my village. They are our angels. I knew they were not just serving and fighting for their country, but they also serve in the country of South Vietnam for more than 20 million men, women, and children. Since they left my village, I tried to follow their path, but the path didn't come easy for me. I have risked my life trying to escape with 11 attempts before I finally made it out to the oceans. But the danger did not stop there. Our tiny little boat was very crowded with 102 desperate people. We sailed for 5 days and nights in the deep sea with strong wind and big waves, and this tiny, unworthy watercraft did not reach our destinations. We were lost. Water and food running out. Fuel almost gone, and the worst storm was about to come. The people on the boat knew they were facing imminent death. We began praying to God, asking God to take our soul to heavens so our bodies could sink to the deepest ocean floor. Our desert journey was full of great danger and horror. Our little helpless boat was not just facing strong storm and big waves. We were also facing the worst nightmare from the Thai pirates, the animal, cruelty, inhumane pirates, beaten, robbed everyone, and raped the women in front of their husbands and their families. And then, in many cases, they just killed the entire helpless people on board. I was so fortunate and blessed. In September 1982, I finally came to the United States of America. I knew I was just about to reach my destination, the destination of the land for freedom. People like us who experienced the tyranny from communism knew very well freedom is not free. My American veterans, thank you for showing me that you have so much humanity and kindness in your heart. And thank you for showing me what freedom is all about. I was so blessed to have a place to escape to. That place called the United States of America, the last stand on earth. But I came here not just to say thank you. I came to tell you that in December 1987, I was very proud to become one of you. As soon as I studied so hard and learned English, I joined the United States Navy. I joined the Navy so that I could serve and give back to to my great new motherland. Yes, I was standing tall side by side with my fellow servicemen and women to help protect our beautiful and decent world of free enterprise and democracy. I was so proud and happy to serve my new country on the magnificent aircraft carrier. It's called USS America. What a beautiful name. My American veterans, I saw you there, and thank you. I couldn't thank you enough. More than 58,000 members of American officers and more than 300,000 of South Vietnamese officers make their ultimate sacrifice in fighting the freedom for Vietnam. There are more than 662 American prisoners of war. How could we ever begin to imagine what our BOW courageously endure with the cruel communists of Vietnam? There are still thousands missing in actions. Decades have passed, but the agonies are still with their families. Today, I would like to thank all those brave souls who ultimately sacrifice to make the world a better place for all humanity. To all our American veterans and family, thank you. You represent the American people who must refuse to live on our knees and be willing to die on our feet. Our fathers have founded our country upon the noble principle, liberty and justice for all. Generation after generation of the American veterans, of the men and women of their time, you gave your energy, your faith, your devotion to this endeavor, freedom for all. You understood the cause of freedom and fought for this noble cause in spite of the great dangers. For the Vietnam veterans, many of you were blessed to come back home, but your cause were questioned. Your patriotism was challenged. You and your bodies were severely condemned, lied, and vilified. But yet, the Vietnam era veterans represent the spirit of America. What can be more American when you went to a faraway land and trying to stop the expansion of communism and spread the seed of freedom like we ever secure the freedom for the people of the Republic of South Korea and many others. For Vietnam veterans, the United States military have never lost a major battle during the war. The United States military definitely did not lose Vietnam. The United States military left Vietnam on the order of its politicians. The people of Vietnam have been in darkness and agonies in the last 40 years. What kind of peace is without freedom? Peace, freedom, and liberty need to work together. Once our President Thomas Jefferson said, when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. The fear for the people, for the Vietnam communist regime is tremendous in the last several decades. My American veterans, thank you for let me have this opportunity to speak with you today, especially our Vietnam veterans. I would like to echo the voice of all the people of South Vietnam. You are always our heroes. Please accept these grateful words from our heart and souls. Thank you so much for your service and sacrifice in fighting for the moral and noble cause on our behalf. Thank you and welcome home. Thank you and welcome home.
At this time, I'd like to ask Sandy Goodman, our president, to make a presentation to Dr. Hua.
I don't know what I can say after that wonderful speech, inspirational words.
Can't hear you.
I think that the presentation of this plaque is nothing by comparison to what we received by your words. This says an appreciation for acceptable courage, honor, and commitment to our country, Villaggio-Du Hua, and I'm proud to give it to you.